Welcome back, everybody, to the Deep Dive. We are diving deep today into multi-stage pumps.
Oh, yeah.
The unsung heroes that are powering a bunch of industries that you might not even realize.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our source material for today's Deep Dive is an article titled Multi-Stage Pumps, Powering Industries Beyond Water Supply. So we're going to unpack how these pumps work and also explore some of their surprisingly diverse applications. So get ready for some aha moments.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is funny,
Yeah.
we rarely think about pumps,
Right.
and yet they're kind of essential to so much of modern life.
Yeah.
And when you think about multi-stage pumps, these are like the heavy lifters of the pump world.
Yeah, okay, so before we get into like the really like mind-blowing stuff,
Right.
can we take a step back and just like, what exactly is a multi-stage pump? Like, is this some giant contraption straight out of a sci-fi movie?
Well, not quite. Picture this.
Okay.
A series of water wheels, each one giving the water a little push, boosting the pressure further down the line.
Right.
And that's the basic idea behind a multi-stage pump.
Okay.
You've got multiple impellers, like those water wheels arranged in series,
Okay.
inside a single housing.
Gotcha.
And as fluid flows through each impeller, it gets a pressure boost.
Okay.
By the time it exits the pump, the pressure can be significantly higher than when it entered.
So it's almost like a pressure relay race.
Yeah,
Each stage is passing the baton and like adding on more and more pressure.
absolutely.
Okay, got it.
And what's really fascinating is that this design allows for incredibly high pressures
Oh, wow.
without needing like a massive energy guzzling pump.
Oh, interesting.
In fact, in some cases, using more impellers can actually lead to greater energy efficiency,
What?
especially for high-pressure applications.
That's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, it is.
I always assumed that more parts equal more energy use.
Right.
So it's not just about brute force, it's about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Think about a single-stage pump straining to reach a high pressure versus a multi-stage pump smoothly and efficiently achieving the same result.
I see. So you mentioned sci before.
Yes.
And for those of us who aren't engineers, can we just break that down a little bit? Like, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
Like, for the average listener.
PSI stands for pounds per square inch.
Okay.
It's basically a way to measure pressure, the force exerted over a given area. Imagine diving deeper and deeper underwater.
Mm-hmm.
The further down you go, the more pressure you feel.
Right.
And that's water pressure, and it's measured in PSI.
Okay.
And these multi-stage pumps can achieve incredibly high PSI, enabling them to perform some really remarkable tasks.
Okay. So we're talking serious pressure here. Not just like watering your garden or anything.
Yeah.
But like, how much are we actually talking? Does the article give us any specifics?
It does. It gives a great example. So if one impeller generates 50 PSI, 3 stages could potentially boost that to 150 PSI.
Wow.
Which is about, to put it into perspective, that's about 10 times the pressure in your average car tire.
Okay, now we're talking.
Right.
So I'm starting to see why these pumps are used for way more than just our kitchen sinks and things. But the article hints that they're used in some ways that we wouldn't expect at all.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of these less obvious applications?
Well, let's dive into the world of chemical processing.
Okay.
These plants handle some pretty intense stuff. Acids, solvents, even abrasive slurries.
Oh.
Things that would just destroy a regular pump.
Right.
You need multi-stage pumps designed for these environments.
Yeah.
And they use specialized materials.
Okay.
Like stainless steel or even hestaloy.
Hastily. That sounds like something straight out of like a superhero movie.
It kind of is. It's a superalloy known for its exceptional resistance to corrosion
Wow.
and high temperatures.
Okay.
Making it perfect for those really tough chemicals in these processing plants.
So they're like the armored knights of the industrial world,
Yeah, I like that.
protecting us from these dangerous chemicals.
Right, exactly.
But how do they actually help with the processing itself?
So imagine like a complex recipe
Okay.
with multiple steps, each requiring precise amounts of ingredients added at specific times.
Okay.
Multi-stage pumps act like the sous chefs in these facilities,
Okay.
precisely transferring chemicals between different stages of the process,
Oh, wow.
even injecting them into reactors under high pressure to ensure that those chemical reactions happen as intended.
It's like a delicate dance between power and precision.
Yeah.
But surely there's more to the story than just chemicals, right?
You're absolutely right. These pumps are also key players in power generation.
Really?
Yeah, think about how power plants work. They need to generate steam to drive turbines, and to create that steam, you need high-pressure water.
So they're the ones behind the scenes making sure our lights stay on. I never even thought of it that way.
They are, and in fact, the demands on these pumps are even greater in nuclear power plants,
Oh, really?
where they're also crucial for circulating cooling water, preventing overheating, ensuring safety.
Right.
These pumps have to operate reliably under some incredibly demanding conditions, 24/7.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They're silently working around the clock to keep our world powered. But let's be honest. When I think power, I don't usually think pumps.
I know.
It's true.
That's just it. They're often the unsung heroes working tirelessly in the background,
Right.
but don't underestimate them. They're also tackling some of the toughest challenges in the oil and gas industry, working under immense pressures to extract oil from deep underground and transport it across vast distances.
Hold on. Are we talking about those massive oil rigs that I see in the documentaries?
Yes.
Like, how do pumps even fit into that picture?
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to think about these pumps operating in those kind of extreme conditions. It's like they're built for an action movie or something.
Yeah.
But how exactly are they involved in, like, the actual oil extraction process?
So they're actually crucial at multiple stages.
Okay.
First, imagine you've got these massive drilling platforms reaching thousands of feet below the ocean floor. Multistage pumps are down there,
Yep.
working against immense pressure to bring that crude oil to the surface.
Wow, talk about pressure. So once they get the oil up, how do they get it to land?
Pipelines.
Right.
And you know what? Multistage pumps are the driving force,
real.
pushing that oil through hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles of pipeline.
Wow.
It's a logistical marvel.
Yeah.
And these pumps are right at the heart of it.
So they're not just extracting oil, they're practically running a marathon with it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But you mentioned earlier that these pumps can handle more than just plain water.
Right.
So how does that play into the oil and gas industry?
So they're actually used in a technique called enhanced oil recovery.
Okay.
It's pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
They'll inject water or special chemicals into oil reservoirs to help extract even more oil
Okay.
that would otherwise be trapped underground.
So they're like the oil and gas industry's secret weapon.
Yeah, you could say that.
Squeezing out every last drop. That's incredible. But the article also mentioned some other applications that seem completely different, like water jetting. Is that what I'm thinking of? Those videos where they cut through steel with water?
Exactly. Those high-pressure water jets rely on, you guessed it, multi-stage pumps.
Force.
They can generate pressures of over 1,000 psi, which is enough to cut through steel, concrete, you name it.
1,000 psi. That's like a water-powered lightsaber.
It is.
What else can they do with that kind of pressure?
Well, think about industrial cleaning.
Okay.
Imagine you need to remove like stubborn residue from a delicate surface.
Yeah.
A high-pressure water jet powered by a multi-stage pump can do the job
Right.
without damaging the material underneath.
Oh, okay.
It's precision cleaning on a whole new level.
So it's not just about brute force, it's about controlled power.
Right.
Are there any other examples of this kind of precision work?
Absolutely. They're essential for hydraulic systems, which are used in all sorts of heavy machinery, like excavators, cranes, you name it.
Right.
The movements of those huge arms are often powered by hydraulics.
Oh, wow.
And multi-stage pumps are the heart of those systems.
Okay.
They generate the pressure needed to move those heavy loads with incredible force and accuracy.
It's amazing how these pumps can go from handling the raw power of oil extraction to the delicate precision of like a surgical instrument.
Right.
It's fascinating. But we were talking earlier about how they can handle more than just water.
Right.
What are some other surprising fluids that they work with?
Well, one example that might surprise you is fire suppression systems.
Okay.
They often use multi-stage pumps to deliver high-pressure water or foam,
Oh, interesting.
ensuring it reaches every corner of a building and extinguishes fires quickly and effectively.
So they're not just the unsung heroes of industry, they're firefighting heroes too.
Yeah.
That's incredible. What other unexpected fluids are they pumping?
Let's talk about seawater.
Okay.
Multi-stage pumps play a vital role in desalination plants,
Oh, wow.
which are becoming increasingly important as, the world faces water scarcity.
Wait, so these pumps are helping to create drinking water from the ocean?
They are.
How does it even work?
It's a fascinating process called reverse osmosis.
Okay.
Essentially, they use high pressure to force seawater through special membranes that filter out the salt,
Right.
leaving behind fresh water.
Wow.
It's an energy-intensive process, but it's becoming a crucial solution for providing clean drinking water in areas where fresh water is scarce.
That's mind-blowing. It's amazing to think that these pumps are helping to address, like, such a critical global issue.
Yeah.
The article also mentions the pharmaceutical industry,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't even imagine how pumps fit into that world.
It's all about precision and purity.
Okay.
Think about all the different liquids involved in manufacturing medications.
Right.
Multi-stage pumps are used to transfer these fluids precisely and safely, ensuring that there's no contamination and that those delicate chemical balances are maintained. They often have specialized designs and use materials that can be easily sterilized
Okay.
to meet the stringent requirements of the pharmaceutical industry.
So these are like the clean room versions of pumps,
Yeah.
keeping everything pristine for those life-saving medications. It's incredible how versatile these pumps are, handling everything from oil to seawater to medicine.
And we're not done yet. They also operate in some of the most extreme environments you can imagine. Scorching hot boiler rooms, corrosive chemical plants, even mines filled with abrasive slurries.
Wait, so we're talking more than just tough pumps here. We're talking pumps that are practically invincible.
Yeah.
How do they even design pumps to withstand those kinds of conditions?
It all comes down to material science and engineering. They use incredibly durable materials like those superalloys we talked about earlier, along with specialized coatings and seals to protect the pump from corrosion, abrasion, extreme temperatures.
Right.
It's like giving them their own suit of armor.
Okay, I'm officially impressed. But with so many different types and applications, how do you even begin to choose the right multi-stage pump for the job?
Yeah.
It seems like a daunting task.
Yeah, it does feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole like pump-powered world.
Yeah.
So if I'm out there and I'm facing a challenge that requires a heavy-duty pumping solution, where do I even begin?
Right. Well, there's some key factors that
Okay.
can help narrow down your choices.
Okay.
First, consider the pressure requirements.
Okay.
Like, how much pressure do you actually need to generate?
Right.
This will determine, the number of stages in your pump and the type of motor needed to drive it.
Okay. So pressure is the first piece of the puzzle.
Right.
What else do we need to think about?
Flow rate is crucial.
Okay.
How much fluid needs to move per minute or per hour.
Right.
That'll influence the size and design of the impellers and the pump's overall capacity.
Okay.
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. Between pressure and flow rate for your specific application.
It sounds like choosing the right pump is a bit like Goldilocks, like trying different bowls of porridge.
Yeah.
Not too much pressure, not too little flow. Got to be just right.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget about the fluid itself,
Right.
whether it's corrosive chemicals, abrasive slurries, or delicate pharmaceutical solutions.
Mm-hmm.
The fluid's properties, like its viscosity, temperature, chemical composition, they'll all influence the pump's materials and design.
Okay.
You got to ensure compatibility and prevent damage.
It's like choosing the right tool for the job.
Right.
You wouldn't use a wrench to hammer in a nail.
Exactly.
But with so many options out there, how do you avoid getting lost in the technical jargon?
Well, pump manufacturers will often provide what's called a pump curve.
Okay.
It's a graph
Okay.
that shows the relationship between flow rate and pressure
Gotcha.
for that specific pump. Think of it as like a cheat sheet to see how that pump performs under different conditions.
Oh, okay.
And choose the one that best matches your needs.
So it's like a pump's performance resume highlighting its strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, exactly.
But even with the perfect pump for the job, I imagine maintenance is still super crucial, right?
Absolutely. Even the most robust pumps need regular care
Okay.
to prevent problems down the road. It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
taking your car in for regular tune-ups, right?
Gotcha.
And one of the most important things is to keep an eye on the seals and bearings,
Okay.
because wear and tear on these components can lead to leaks or even catastrophic failures.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
So we need to be proactive, not reactive.
exactly.
What are some red flags to watch out for?
So listen for any unusual noises like grinding or squealing,
Okay.
and check for any play or looseness in the bearings.
Gotcha.
Inspect the seals for any signs of damage or wear, like
Mhm.
cracks, tears, excessive friction. Catching these issues early can save a lot of headaches and costly repairs down the road.
It's like being a pump detective, searching for clues that something might be amiss.
Exactly.
Are there any other signs of trouble that we should be aware of?
Excessive vibration can be a sign of misalignment.
Okay.
impeller damage, or worn bearings.
Okay.
So, monitoring vibration levels and addressing any unusual increases
Right.
can prevent further damage and extend the life of your pump.
So it's not just about looking, it's about listening and feeling for any signs of distress.
Yeah, exactly.
What about preventative measures? What can we do to keep these pumps, happy and humming along?
Regularly flushing the system is key
Oh,
to remove any buildup of sediment, debris, or mineral deposits. So
okay.
think of it like giving your pump a good detox.
So clean pipes make for a happy pump.
Exactly.
Are there any other energy saving or maintenance tips that can kind of help in the long run?
Using variable frequency drives, or VFDs, can make a big difference. These devices allow you to control the pump motor speed,
Okay.
adjusting it to match the actual demand,
Right.
which leads to some significant energy savings.
So instead of running at full speed all the time, it's like having cruise control for your pump,
Yeah,
adjusting to the road conditions.
exactly.
Okay, I like it.
And something as simple as keeping the impellers clean
Oh,
can make a surprising difference in efficiency.
really?
Yeah, over time, buildup on the impellers can reduce performance and make the motor work harder.
Right.
So regular cleaning helps maintain optimal performance and extend the life of the pump.
It's amazing how those little details can add up to some huge savings over time.
They really do.
Any other pearls of wisdom for our pump enthusiasts out there?
One last tip. Ensure the pump is properly aligned.
Okay,
Misalignment can cause vibration, wear, and even premature failure.
gotcha.
So regularly checking and adjusting the alignment can prevent problems and keep your pump running smoothly.
Okay, so just like any, valuable piece of equipment, a little bit of care and maintenance goes a long way. This deep dive into the world of multi-stage pumps has been truly eye-opening. I mean, they're more than just water movers. They're essential to, countless processes that keep our modern world running, from the everyday to the extraordinary.
It's truly remarkable, how these often overlooked machines have adapted to meet the demands of so many different industries.
Right? Yeah.
And as technology advances, who knows what innovative applications we'll see in the future?
You're right.
Perhaps they'll be powering spaceships or helping us explore the depths of the ocean.
Those are some really exciting possibilities. Makes you wonder what other challenges these pumps might help us to overcome in the years to come.
Absolutely. That's what makes this field so fascinating. The constant innovation and the potential to solve real-world problems.
Well, on that note, we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. What potential applications of multi-stage pumps are you most excited about? What challenges do you think they might help us solve in the future? Share your thoughts with us.
Yeah, we're always eager to hear your perspectives and insights. Until next time, keep those pumps humming and keep exploring.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.